Oh, I don't know.
Never remember which one's the right one. All right, you guys. Let me just tell you second, I'm going to tell you what's going on in network marketing right now. But first, I'm going to tell you what could also be going on in your businesses. A lot of you might have gotten to where you are when it was easy, whether it was pandemic growth or just because it was easy. You had your warm market, maybe you signed up a rock star and then things stalled out. So that could be some of you. Or this is, I already know, a huge portion of this room. So those of you who have been around for a while, you've been around before the pandemic. I don't even know how many years ago that was, you guys. I think it was 4. I think it all just 4 years ago. And so for 2 years, it was kind of like things were good. Things were moving. And you know what things were? Easy. Our paychecks doubled. I thought I was going to see $100,000 a month. I was hopeful though, because I knew what was coming. I knew what was going to happen. Is this a bad microphone? It keeps buzzing out. Is this a bad one, Jamie? Hold it at the bottom. Okay. Way low. Way low. Okay. So I saw what was going to happen, but I was really excited and enjoying the momentum. But I knew that it was false momentum, and I knew when a lot of you have been shocked and shook to your core, I knew that what's going to happen was losing a lot of people. The majority of people, their points maybe fell back to where they were before the pandemic, or maybe they're slightly higher. Those who were the most gripped by fear of what happened went even lower than where they had started. And you know what that does? It shakes your belief in yourself. Mostly belief in yourselves. And that is why so many of you are like, I've been here for 2 years. I've been here for 4 years. I've been in this place. Either it's to do with the pandemic or it's to do with your growth when things were easy, because when it gets hard, you doubt yourself. All of our paychecks doubled. Everybody was ranking up. Even people who shouldn't have been ranking up. It's like, oh, I don't know if she had that in her. You know, like she signed up somebody who did it. Like it was easy. Everybody you talked to, they all joined and they all wanted to work the business because they had nothing else going on. You weren't. Let's just put it this way: all of network marketing wasn't suddenly great recruiters. It just happened to us, and that's cool. That's great. Hope y'all did some great things with that money that we made during that time. The sad part is when you get a title and you get a rank, or you're close to a rank, you start to let that new rank define you, and this is who I am, but you don't hit that. Or you lose your points and you're like, well, I thought I was Ruby, or I thought I was Emerald, and then you feel frustrated, you doubt yourself, you have so many fears. I'm just gonna say there's so much fear and self-doubt from people who it was easy. And we as diamonds, and a lot of you old school jewels, we clawed our way to where we are right now, and it was hard from day one. There was no easy. That's how we can have the belief that we have and know that it's not you. You are not the problem. Yeah, we all are the problem. We have things we need to grow through. I get that. But there is no need to doubt yourself or your lack of success, or I was 200 points from Diamond, or I was 100 points from Emerald, and now I'm barely Ruby. It's okay. I want you all to stop today and decide that you're not going to think about that anymore. I really don't care what you were close to or what rank you were. Act the rank that you are right now. Look at your points, and that's how you have to grow your business. Whatever rank it was. If you were a jewel and now your points are telling you that you are a ruby, that's okay. Grow your business like a ruby. Do not get entitled. Do not get comfortable, because that's also what happened. People were comfortable. They were earning a cushy paycheck and it was easy. So what do? You take your hands off the steering wheel. You're not training your people the same way. So if your goals quit, it's no wonder they didn't know what they were doing because you didn't know what you were doing. You were not prepared for that momentum that suddenly got thrown in your lap, and that's not the level you are at or ready to take on. So it's no wonder people quit. Also, a lot of these people, they weren't your people. They thought they were your people because they were just sitting at home, had nothing else going on. You're the girl that's selling the Plexus, so I'm gonna be the girl selling the Plexus. Just kidding, I really don't like selling the Plexus. I'm excited to go back to my real job. They weren't your people, let them go. That is totally okay. But, and I'm gonna sit this down because I'm not drinking, I don't swallow it, but I'm about to choke on it. Okay, so people started to feel comfortable, or so they say. Comfort is a myth, and you are not comfortable, you lack belief. That is a lie that we tell ourselves. We are not comfortable being mediocre because God did not create us to be that way. You are actually created to want more. And whatever limiting belief you're hearing or telling yourself that you're comfortable wherever you're at in your marriage, with your kids, with your health goals, with your business, it is a lie because we don't believe that we can actually be more. It's scary, especially when you thought you were something and then it went away. But we already covered that. That is nothing to do with you. That was just the state of the world we're in. We are out of that now. So people will say that they're burnt out. That is belief too, because they believe if they worked, listen to this, they believe if they work harder, their paycheck won't go up. They also think if they work harder, their paycheck won't go down. Both are lies. You think this because you didn't work for 2 weeks and your paycheck didn't move. Or you did work for 2 weeks and it didn't move. It's the slight edge. If you are not going up, you will go down. There is no such thing as just getting comfortable and coasting and just moving through. You need to be progressively working up, and your points will catch up. They will go up with you, even if it's not happening right now. These are all things that they are a lie, and your points will go up. Those who enjoyed their Plexus welfare check of not working while their teens worked during the pandemic, and they still took their hands off the wheel, they may look like they're having fun, but if they did not build to the point of residual income, which is Star Diamond and beyond, if you're not Star Diamond, then I'm just being honest, you don't have that residual income that you think. They quit their jobs, they're living the Plexus dream way too early because their points were moving so fast, and then they took their hands off the wheel, and if their hands are still off the wheel to this day, their paychecks are going down. Ask me how I know, because I see the back office. Who are in this room are people who have overcome that. You guys are here because you're not going to be defined by that. You're not taking your hands off the wheel of your business. You're not sinking down or settling for whatever those points are. You are here because you're hungry, even if you have a lack of belief in certain areas, even if you have skill sets that you have to work on. And if you're not Rubia and you were invited here, you better know and you better believe that your upline, your diamond uplines, they see something in you, and that is why you are here, because they believe in you. So you need to believe in yourself. So you need to look around. You are all overcomers. And I saw this myself during I don't know how many of you have been around since I started, like the back office apocalypse number one. I saw it happen because everybody around me was like, and this is what people are saying right now, like, we can't do it, here's why. They said the same things we hear now. Things have changed, things are different, and people aren't ranking. Nobody in the entire company was ranking, and the only reason they know who me and my team are is probably because we're the only ones ranking up. I hit diamond, they all hit emerald, and we did it when we spent the majority of our days on the phone trying to get orders to be shipped that were taking 60 days. We had to work through literal hell in our businesses. And we did this because we were hungry, we were starving, and nobody was going to tell us that we couldn't do it. We knew that we could do it. Somehow, some way. I don't know how they all trusted me that I knew what I was doing. But I knew we were gonna do it when nobody else was doing it because it just made sense. I had done so much mindset growth, and that is all mindset. If you're believing this lie that nobody's ranking or nobody can, you be that person. And we have people in this room who have overcome the odds of people quitting after the pandemic, and they kept going. They didn't take their hands off the wheel. They dug deeper, even deeper. They did not let 1 second of self-doubt come in. Okay, maybe 1 second, but they moved on. They moved on really quickly, and they ranked up. We have new rank ups in this room who went through the same thing people who are stuck went through. And that is what we want to do right now. That is what you guys need to make the decision to do, is to move forward, even if you have that doubt. You need to bust your butt to get that plane off the ground. Some people hate it when I say it, but still stand by it. But fast is easy and slow is hard in network marketing. If you guys want to get to the top, just do the thing. Get the plane off the ground. Don't keep going up and then slowing down and going up and slowing down and going up and slowing down. It just go. Just run with it. Work hard for a year. You know what that means? If you have any fear, you don't get to thinking. It's gone. I'm working too hard to think about that. If it's time to send cold messages and you don't want to, every single one of you raise your hand that if you knew that you could send 200 messages and there's a diamond paycheck for the rest of your life right at the end of that, you would do it. So you are not afraid of sending a cold message. You're not afraid of anything. You're not afraid to lose your goals. You're not afraid for your paycheck or your points to go down. You're not afraid to whatever. You have a lack of belief that it is worth it in the end. That is what you're not believing. And to believe that, lean on someone else's belief. Brittany just gave you reasons why it is worth it in the end. Don't question it. Don't get all negative. Brittany said it, I believe it, and walk forward. That is what your mindset has to be. We're out in time. Okay. We worked hard. It wasn't easy for a single one of us. We had to work hard. And if you had it easy for a little bit, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you had a cool paycheck. But if it got hard and you feel stuck, it's 100% of the time your mindset and that personal growth. You will all get stuck at some point. We don't know how long it's going to be. Could be 5 years, could be 2 years. It depends how hard you work on changing this. That is what is the determining factor for how quickly you are going to get out of wherever you are. And yes, you want to be recruiting, you want to be following up. You cannot stop all of the work while you work on mindset, because you're not going to be able to apply your mindset as you're working. So you get to do personal growth while you're making a paycheck. And that is one of my favorite things about this business, because God knows I had a lot of things that I had to grow through. So what does that look like? That looks like if you have doubt, you don't get to doubt. If you have haters, you don't get to think about them. Do what Sal did. Do what I said I would do. I'll wave at you from my Lexus. I can't believe you did that, Sally. I had no idea that somebody actually did it. But for real, that is how you have to think, because those self-doubts, those negative people, even a spouse or grown children or a family member or friends, yourself, the TV, social media, whatever is feeding that doubt, you have two choices. Either to let it stop you or let it fuel you. That's it. So look at your struggles and decide, is the self-doubt or are the haters, are the sick kids, are the setbacks, are the fears, are the excuses, are these things going to stop you? Or are you going to take control of your own life and let it move you forward? If there is a fear that is controlling your life, if there's a health choice you need to make that is controlling your life, go and do it. And this is one of my core values, because life is so stinking short and it goes by so quickly. I feel like I'm being drugged by a train pretty much every day. And I'm like, where did that year go? We all feel that way. And if you want to look at your life and be like, okay, I'm at the end of my life. What the heck did I do with it? It's over now. And I did nothing. I can't wake up like that personally. Like, I just cannot know that I have this opportunity in my hands and I didn't do something with it. and you have that choice. So if you're struggling, find what areas you're struggling in, become a master at those areas. And as diamonds, I can promise you, we do not think we have it all figured out. Yeah, I need to work on that. Oh, I need to work on that. That's really speaking to me. We have to work on these things too. So find whatever it is, leader development, retention, recruiting, fear. Look at those things and decide what you're going to do, because if you let your fear or your own doubts or other people's opinions of you run your life, what kind of life is that? That's the kind of life that you're 90 years old and you look back and you're like, what did I do with the time that God gave me? You're not going to be happy with yourself. So stop waiting for someone else to save you. Stop looking for that recruit who's going to take you to Diamond. Stop looking for that recruit who's going to get you to Emerald, and go be your own rock star. You have to put in the work. You have to do the things. Every single day you wake up, you have to overcome fear. Or if you're like me, every single day you have to wake up and not succumb to the excuses of, I got too much housework to do. I have 7 kids. I have a farm. There's always something going on. No, when it's my work hours, I'm not doing all of that. Shut that stuff off. That's always going to be there. I read something on productivity that was really good, and it said to do something every single day that can't be undone tomorrow. So that's not the dishes, that's not the laundry. Pick one small thing in your business that can't be undone tomorrow and work on that. Work on it in your own life too. And it's easier to do the hard things than to look at yourself, whatever, 50 years from now and be like, I didn't do the hard things. I just sat on my couch, or I was just comfortable. You're going to be disappointed, and we don't want that. There are people in this room who are better than me at recruiting, at communicating, at all of these things. And I do not want to be up here at the microphone next year. I see all of you, and I see you. I see your skills. I see the potential. I see the abilities that you all have. And I want you to know that when your life is hard and you wake up and you don't want to do your IPA, you would rather do something easy, or I don't know. I see all of that, and I know that every single diamond in that back row has felt all of those things. I have been there when they're crying because it's hard and they feel like they can't do it, or they feel like nobody is following them. And I see you going through these hard things, and we have been there with all of you. Heard them. I was stuck at this rank. I was stuck at this rank. I was stuck at this rank. Stop worrying about that. Find your solutions and stop looking at your points in your back office and start looking at the people around you who need this opportunity, and your perspective is going to change. You won't be frustrated. It's really hard to grow out of frustration. This business has been by far the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. And I love being a mom. I love having 7 kids, and I hope they all have 7 kids, but some of them don't know. And I love this business. It's something that I've grown, and it's so rewarding because you're like my children, but not really, because you're all adults, but you're all going to go to different parts of the United States and Canada and wherever else we have people, and you have the opportunity to do exactly what I just did, what these diamonds have done. You can all have your own retreats with all of your own teams. This is nothing special at all. There are so many of you who are way better at everything than me, and I see the passion in your eyes. I see the excitement. I see the struggles too. I see you struggle to get here. I see the sacrifices that you're making, and I want you to know that it is worth it 100% of the time. All of it is worth it. I see the person that you are all becoming, and that is what excites me. Not because it was easy, but because you are all overcoming the struggle and the doubt that you feel, the nervousness to rebuild again in your business. You're not alone. You're surrounded by people who have all of these same things and all of these same fears, but you're all overcoming these fears in your own way. And watching that struggle, I love it so much because it's the view at the top of the mountain. Is when Brittany hit diamond, I'm like, was it worth it? And I always mention her because she's the one who would say, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. And I asked her, was it worth it? With a smile on my face, because I was diamond several years before they were, and I knew it was so worth it. And to see her finally get what she was going for, there was nothing better. I still can feel all of that. So don't give up, you guys. Do not give up on yourselves, because that at the bottom, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a questioning of yourself. It's a wanting to give up on yourself and your dreams. And no matter how hard this is, there will never be anything more hard than knowing that you quit on yourself. That's going to be the hardest thing at the end of the day, to know that you did that. So keep going. God gave you this blessing. So go link arms with people who want this. Don't even mention the names of people. Don't mention it to me, you guys, who was here 2 years ago, 4 years ago. Look for the people who are in front of you who want this now.